Welcome back to another episode of the Me in the Making podcast. I'm your host, Melly Clay, and thank you for coming on in. And this is a show that's about introspection, self discovery, pretty much learning about yourself and learning how it is that you can cope with different things just to get through the day because we are all trying to make it. Okay? We're trying to make it desperately. And this is season 3 of the Me in the Making podcast, and seasons 1 and 2 you can find on audio wherever you listen to your podcasts. And season 3 that I'm bringing you today is on video and on audio. So if you're listening to this on audio and you would like to watch on video, please join me over on YouTube under Making Me Pod, and it's also a link in the show notes. And come on over, see me. Hi. And yeah, season 3, I'm bringing solo episodes and also episodes with guests. So seasons 1 and 2, I have a bunch of different episodes with guests, with friends who let me talk to them, interview them. Some people I met through the show as well. And people are dropping gems. They have really good things to say. So I would encourage you all, if you haven't already, to go back and listen. Or if you want a little refresh, go back and listen. And I would greatly appreciate that. Also, share this with friends, family. You can share it on social media. That would be amazing. And I would greatly appreciate it because I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to grow my reach. So I would just love y'all for that. And today, so basically in these solo episodes, I'm going to be talking about different things that I've been learning about myself lately. Maybe it's been, you know, could be over the past 5 years, like during the pandemic, could be something that I'm working out with my therapist and I'm learning something from my past and how it's being applied to my present and my future, etc. So I'm going to share some things with you all, and please let me know if it resonates with you in the comments or and share with others. And today I would really love to talk about how social media has been overwhelming for me. And even text messages, like even direct messages, they have been overwhelming for your girl. And I think it's from the pandemic. I have mentioned some things around this in the past, but the more that I think about it, the more that, yeah, I don't know, I get overwhelmed by social media and now bringing back Me in the Making and trying to grow its reach, etc. Using social media as a tool is kind of something that I have to do. I really can't avoid it, which is, a reality of living in such a digital age. And for me, I think it's been because of the pandemic. Like, we spent so much time on social media, we spent a lot of time on Zoom, even Skype. Wait, is that true? No, I don't remember. I feel like I had to log into Skype for some reason in 2020. But yeah, just spending a lot of time online. I lived alone during those first couple years of the lockdown, and it was lonely, and so I would reach out to my friends and family via social media, like getting a glimpse into their world, like what are they talking about, what it is that they're doing. I even launched a pre-show to this show called Learning Yourself on IG Live, and I was talking with friends and family virtually about like how they're making it through the pandemic, what they've been learning about themselves during the pandemic. And yeah, I've just spent like a ton of time on social media. And I think that's really burnt me out. And it will be lovely to take 6 months off of social media, but I would also be missing a lot of my friends' lives. And of course, some people don't have social media at all. And I'm not saying that they're missing out on their friends' lives. But some of that minutia, some of those little things that maybe you forget to talk about when you're actually speaking on the phone or speaking with that person in person, you might not think to share something that you did on a random Tuesday afternoon for yourself, but you put it on social media. So like maybe your friends saw it and they bring it up and you have a conversation about it. And not to say that that if you don't have these little conversations that your friendships are not meaningful, but it's something that I've noticed that I'm missing out on. And maybe it's FOMO, maybe it's something that I need to get over, but I do feel like that I need to remain on social media. Granted, my experience and my use on it has definitely gone down compared to in the past when I was on it more often during those first couple years of the pandemic and even before that. And I don't know, it's just there's so much to keep up with across different social media platforms, between stories and what people post on their main grid or whatever we're calling it these days. Like there's just a lot of information to take in. And then when you're on these social media apps, of course, you're going to run into people who you don't know. You know, like these people aren't your friends, but they're saying something funny, or there's political discourse that you want to engage in and connect with people about. And you find yourself being online. I find myself being online. And it's overwhelming to me because there is so much out there. Like there's not an end. It's not when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s and like TV went off at 11 p.m. midnight and didn't come back on until the next morning. But now like there's so many different streams and ways of connecting with people digitally, but then also I feel like a disconnect when I'm only connecting digitally. And so I feel like my mind is just like disregarding what has happened online, even though that is real life, but it's also not real life. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something that I've been contemplating lately. And I have been back on social media a lot lately, more so because Me and the Making has come back for season 3, and I'm trying to expand my reach and also at the same time engage in other people's content because I wasn't really engaging before because it was honestly overwhelming. And I'm not really sure exactly. I know that it is constructive. Social media is a tool. It's not good, it's not bad, it's neutral. You know, it's how I decide to use it essentially. Um, but I do think that it can be a really great way to stay connected with people who you don't readily see in your life physically. But then it's a matter of like, okay, how much am I going to engage and how much is really like possible for me to engage. You know what I mean? Like at some point I do think that I have a stopping point in being able to like actually watch multiple people's stories, engage on the content on their main pages, and also go to work, have a social life, read, like do a lot of record this podcast, like do a lot of the different things that I want to do. And I feel like sometimes social media, I put it to the side because other things that are not on social media feel more present and pressing. So I wonder if other people are feeling this way. And I just wonder how can we find a good balance, you know, because I know that people are putting themselves out there, and I also want to engage in that content, especially if they're friends and family. Like, I want to see what my people are talking about, you know? But then on the other hand of it, it's like, but it's difficult to engage because there's so much. So it's like, how do I wade through, you know? And it would be great if certain social media platforms would just display things in chronological or reverse chronological order versus like just whatever their algorithm is, and they just pop things up here and there, and also put in other people on there who you don't follow, and it's a lot. It's really a lot. And I don't mean for this episode to be like I'm complaining, but it's more like I'm asking for help on how to engage in a sustainable way, I suppose. 'Cause it's overwhelming and I don't want it to be. Like I want to be able to use it as a really good tool. So definitely if you have thoughts and ideas, if you have been going through this yourself, I know it's not something super serious, but it is something that is emergent and like we're going through it. We really are. So please let me know. Please. So yes, I hope that you enjoyed a little bit of complaining, but also just kind of working it through. This sometimes I'll have episodes where it's like I haven't reached a conclusion on something, but it's something that my brain is mulling over, and sometimes I just need to get it out in order to be able to process it. So yes, please let me know. Are you feeling overwhelmed by social media? Is it haunting you? Is it harming you? Oh, and I just think about it with like children and everything. It's just a lot. Like, how are they balancing social media with their schoolwork and class, schoolwork and classwork, with their homework and going to class and just thinking about their futures, etc. Like social media is it's a lot. It's a lot, but I also want to use it as an amazing tool. Like I see the benefits, you know? But yeah, and my Pod Corner podcast episode kind of ties into this a little bit. So I have a segment called Pod Corner, and this is where I recommend a podcast to you all that I have been enjoying or I find valuable. Maybe there's some good resources there, or maybe it's simply entertaining and I have a good time. There is this podcast called Let Me Say This, and there are two hosts on there, two women, and they are so funny. Basically, a part of their tagline is we're too online, so you don't have to be. So if you do feel a sense of FOMO sometimes, like what are they talking about over there on TikTok, Instagram, you know, whatever social media platform that you would like to engage on, if you listen to this podcast, there are some things that they talk about within an hour that you could kind of round everything up in without you having to actually scroll a lot on the social media apps. So I definitely recommend it. It comes out on all the social media platforms. And I think they also have video on YouTube. Yes, I think they do. Yes, that is correct. So definitely listen to Let Me Say This. And yeah, I have a really good time listening to them. They have funny takes. One of their another thing that they have is are you a lover or a hater of just things in general? You know, what is it that you think about? So I'm kind of on the fence right now when it comes to if I'm a lover or a hater of social media. I think overall I would say lover, but I'm a hater of some of the mechanisms that go on these platforms. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Me in the Making. Please share it with your friends and family and get in touch. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Bye. This has been another episode of the Me in the Making podcast. Please rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Tell a friend, tell a family member. We all deserve to grow and change and become our best selves, whatever that might look like to you. And please connect on Instagram at Making Me Pod, on TikTok. You can email me at meli at makingmepod.com. I would love to hear from you. Let me know if you want to be a guest on the show. And yeah, I'm just having such a great time. I'm so happy to have been able to launch this video episode for you all and come again. Bye.